permit. The process. Most foreign nationals need a work permit to work in Canada. Get the right work permit for your situation. There are two types of work permits.
Employer-specific work permit. An employer-specific work permit lets you work in Canada according to the conditions on your work permit, such as the name of the specific employer you can work for, how long you can work, the location where you can work, if applicable. Before you submit your application for an employer-specific work permit, the employer who wants to hire you must complete certain steps and give you either a copy of a labor market impact assessment or an offer of employment number to include in your application. Open work permit. An open work permit lets you work for any employer in Canada, except for one that is listed as ineligible on the list of employers who have failed to comply with the condition or regularly offer striptease, escort services, and so forth. Eligibility requirements for all applicants.
There are specific requirements you need to meet depending on where you are when you apply for your work permit. But regardless of where you apply or which type of work permit you apply for, you must prove to an officer that you will leave Canada when your work permit expires. Show that you have enough money to take care of yourself and your family members during your stay in Canada and to return home. Obey the law and have no record of criminal activity. IRCC may ask you to give a police clearance certificate. Not be a danger to Canada's security. Be in good health and have a medical exam, if needed. Not plan to work for an employer listed with the status ineligible on the list of employers who failed to comply with the conditions. Not plan to work for an employer who, irregularly offers striptease, escort services, and so forth. And give the officer any other documents they ask for to prove you can enter the country. Eligibility requirements if you apply from outside Canada.
Anyone can apply before they enter Canada. However, there may be visa office requirements that you need to meet depending on what country or territory you're applying from. Make sure you follow the instructions for how to apply. Find out if you can benefit from the Global Skills Strategies 2-week application processing. Eligibility requirements if you apply from inside Canada.
You can only apply for a work permit from inside Canada if you have a valid study or work permit, your spouse, common law partner or parents have a valid study or work permit, you're eligible for a post-graduation work permit and your study permit is still valid. You have a temporary resident permit that is valid for 6 months or more. You're waiting on a decision on an application for permanent residence from inside Canada. You made a claim for refugee protection. You've been recognized as a convention refugee or protected person by the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada. You're allowed to work in Canada without a work permit, but you need a work permit to work in a different job. This does not apply to business visitors. Or you're a trader, investor, intra-company transferee or professional under the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, CUSMA. Eligibility requirements if you apply when you enter Canada at a port of entry.
You should apply for your work permit before you travel to Canada. However, you can apply for a work permit when you enter Canada if you're eligible. To apply at a port of ENTRY-POE, you must be eligible for an electronic travel authorization, or to travel without a visitor visa. Find out if you need a visa. Entering Canada directly from the United States while COVID-19 travel restrictions are in place. There are other requirements depending on the type of work permit you're applying for. Open work permit applicants, you must also have a valid job offer while COVID-19 travel restrictions are in place. Employer-specific work permit applicants. Your employer must have completed all of the required steps for your employer-specific work permit before you travel. You may need to take a medical exam before you come to Canada. Find out if you need one. Due to COVID-19, you must also have a plan to quarantine for 14 days upon arrival in Canada. Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program. If you'll be working in the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program, you're not eligible to apply for a work permit at a POE. Biometrics. Most applicants aren't eligible to give their biometrics at a POE. To give your biometrics at a POE, you must meet two requirements. Start and finish your application at the same POE. Be eligible to apply for a work permit at a POE. Eligible applicants can give their biometrics at these POE locations. How to apply for an open work permit under a public policy. If you can't apply online while you're inside Canada,
Most people must apply online. You can only apply on paper if you can't apply online because of a disability, or because there is a problem with the online application. This application is for you if you need to apply on paper too. Get a new work permit. Extend your work permit. Make changes to your work permit. Step 1. Get the application package. This package includes the application guide and all the forms you need to fill out. Read the guide before you fill out the application form. Instruction guide link is posted in the video's description. Tips for downloading and completing the forms. You can fill it out and save it using a computer. You'll need Adobe Reader 10 or higher. You must also turn JavaScript on. Filling out the form on a computer is easier than filling it out by hand. Having trouble downloading the form? See the link from the video's description. Other important documents. Document checklist. Application to change conditions. Extend my stay or remain in Canada as a worker. Statutory declaration of common law union. Use of a representative. Links for this documents are available in the video's description for downloading.
Step 2. Prepare your application package. Make sure you submit all the pages of the form. 1. Click the Validate button at the top or bottom of the form. This makes sure that you answered all the questions in the form and will help you avoid processing delays. 2. A new page with barcodes and a signature line will automatically be added at the end of your form. 3. Print, sign and date the form. Print on white, bond quality, non-glossy paper. Use a laser printer. 4. Place the barcode page at the top of your package. If you have more than one package, place a separate barcode page on each one.
Step 3. Pay your application fees. The instruction guide can help you understand which fees apply to you and show you how to pay them. COVID-19. Changes to biometrics requirement for in Canada temporary residence applicants. As a temporary measure, if you're in Canada and applying to work, study or stay temporarily in Canada, you do not need to give your biometrics. Step 4. Submit your application. Submit your completed application to the address given in the application package. Make sure you include the fee receipt and all the necessary documents. Alternate formats. If you can't apply online or use the forms above because of a disability, you can ask for other formats including large print and braille. Contact the Client Support Center, in Canada only, or submit a web form for other formats.